I stand before you with immense gratitude and a deep sense of responsibility as your newly elected school president.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Madam Director.
Please have your seat. Today I use this opportunity to just congratulate the leaders of this school. And I don't want to take much of your time. Today it was not my day. It was your day, and that is why I took a background. I was at the back just observing. And I am very, very happy with what has happened. I would also like to really be very thankful to the IBC for coming to assist in this process. And I just want to inform the few parents who are here or visitors, this is the way the CBC is done. Normally in the CBC we have the teacher saying, you do it, the teacher does it by teaching. Then the second process, we do together with the students. And then the third process, the student does. We tell the student, it is your turn. So we have the, you do it, we do it, you do it as a student. And this was a day where the students were doing it by themselves after what they have been taught. I am sure you have had the experience. In a few years' time, the grade 7, the ones who are in grade 8, another double year you'll be voting. Another few years you'll be voting in the elections of the Kenya government. And we want to make you be inspired with these talents that you have. Just to inform, these are the only, they are not the only talents that we have. We have other talents. These are our politicians, maybe. What other things do we have in the school? We have the band, isn't it? You can also have a talent in the band. You can have a talent in music. You can have a talent in even the Christian education. You can be an environmentist, an agriculturalist, and many other things that are coming up with CBC. My name is Njenga. I'm the director and proprietor of Westway School. At this moment, we are at Westway School. And for the purposes of just guiding what day it was, we were doing our elections of the officials of the school, various positions. So today we had the IBC come and do the elections officially. And we are very glad that we have just announced our results, and the candidates have accepted that the elections were run transparently and fairly, and this means that everybody has been happy today. And just to talk about the background of today, in the new syllabus of CBC, this is where we are doing action learning. We have the spirit of the teacher teaching, Then after the teacher has taught, the teacher does everything we do with the students, what they have just learned. And finally, because we want to empower the student, we let the student do. So I can confidently say that today was the action day where the children are practicing what they have learned. Actually, in grade 4, we have a topic where they are taught about county governments, which proceeds to grade 5, where they learn about the national government structures. And so today we had an opportunity of electing the school president. We also elected the school governors in each class. We also had the elected delegates in environment, sports, music plus the band, and also the environment. So all these things are actually, if we may have to expound on this, they are all areas that are being handled in the CBC in a very particular way. I am confidently declaring Westway School as a CBC hub, where we have thrown the 844 system into the back of our minds, and now we have embraced the CBC, which is a very, very, very effective school system. And as I talk, I would like to congratulate the government of Kenya for ever considering the interchange from 844 to the CBC, because the CBC, like it is called competence-based curriculum, it is a curriculum that is preparing our students to action. Like what we have just seen, some of these children in grade 1, in the next maybe 15 or so years, they'll be voters, or they will take various seats in our country. And having them practice at this time, they have learned today that they are fair and transparent elections. And so if CBC has an opportunity to teach the children at this age, we can always be very confident as a country that we are producing the right leaders, the right electorates, the right voters. They know their rights. They know what is transparent in an election. They know what is fair in an election. And that is what we have been practicing today in Westway School. Yes, of course, bearing in mind that the teachers who were handling CBC went through the 844. But what we have done, like in this school, we have decided to have a lot of ICT, where then we have the free Wi-Fi, where teachers are doing a lot of research, because there is a lot of interaction with whatever is happening in CBC is also in the international world. So we are able to do a lot of research, and I'm here to confirm that Westway School is a CBC hub, where everything that CBC is supposed to do is being done here in a very professional way. I repeat, the teacher says, I do. That is, as a teacher, I teach. Then the second one, we do. That is, I tell my students we do it together. And thirdly, it is the student. I tell the student, now it is your turn to do. So the child is able to do on their own whatever they are taught. We have this CBC examination. Our examination does not wait for grade 6 or end of term exam, but we teach a student. We don't teach students, we teach one student at a time. And that is where we have progress record, which is kept by the subject teacher, and the subject teacher's reports after every lesson, not for a class, but for a particular student. And this has really made our students progress. And we have seen very good results as far as CBC is concerned. One aspect of CBC also, if I add, when it comes to be a success in every school, we shall have very different children. In the CBC, there is a task that we are doing that is called listening and speaking, whereby a child stops, when you are talking to a child, the child stops and listens to you and does exactly what you are telling the child. So this is something that has not been the 844. I believe that the 844 in the past has been so exam-oriented and was class taught. The group was taught, but this time CBC is doing it very differently and very effectively by managing the child, as an individual, and we see results of what they are doing now. They did their own campaigns, they were able to present themselves, they were able to make sure that the students have endeared themselves to the students and their work, and that is how they got elected.
Such event, such exercise, is it the first time, and are parents embracing CBC in this way?
Okay. Yes, what we have done, okay, we have done elections in the past, but not as thoroughly as we have done it today, because today we are actually used the IEBC, just the same way the process was exactly the inspection of boxes, they are empty, the whole process of the real election was done here today. So I must accept that today was the best election that we have ever done in this school, and we expect to do even more in the next years. Now, for the parents, I would urge the government to actually try to give some training on the parents. As a school, we are trying, we tell them in the meetings and what have you, but there are some parents who have not actually embraced CBC. But my encouragement here to all parents, I encourage you not to see CBC as tiresome, but to see something that is building your child into a personality. It is taking care of your child. It is giving your children skills that have never been achieved with past systems of education in Kenya. And more so, especially the listening skill. They listen and they do what they are told. And that is something that is actually examinable by the Kenya National Examination Council. And then we have also other things that Kenya National Examination is doing, like the speed reading in grade 3. And every year they do a test on listening and speaking. That is something that needs a day of explanation. So we shall make arrangements where we explain to you how listening and speaking is done very effectively.
Maybe you will come us in this way.
Okay. Yes. You know, every time a system is let out, even a small system in the family, there are those people who engage themselves and embrace it. I must say, I know even the government has had challenges of people embracing CBC. But as Westway School, we want to assure you, nothing is going on here apart from children being taught in the competence-based curriculum. Personally, I have endeared myself and joined myself completely with the KICD, who are the processors of the competence-based curriculum in Kenya. And I have also embrace the writers of the textbooks. It has been a challenge. You have to be an expert in education. This thing, CBC, I have realized that only competent, even school managers, owners, I encourage the government to only have competent educationists running even the private school, running the public school, so that we are able to embrace. Because the other one was just examination. This one is the competence in a child. The child is competent in doing many other things. We have a program in grade 6, we are cooking, the children are able to bake, they are able to do things on their own. So I encourage all the parents who really believe in CBC, you believe in your child, and you believe in growing the personality of your child to a responsible human person, to be welcomed into Westway School, because there is nothing from the gate. You will find that to the classes, to the dorms, for the borders, everything here is competence-based. Karibuni sana Westway School. You will never regret bringing your child here.